So it is Burton who gets us underway. Penrith from the northern end of Combank Stadium. Jerome Leniu looking for an option. He finds Matt Uzenhoth, and he'll play it here just inside the Panthers 20. Coruscant waits at dummy half. Comes across this right-hand side. These young outside backs have been tremendous in recent times. Taylor May coming in for a carry. Speaking of interesting weeks, he's had one as well for different reason to Kyle Flanagan. Fisher Harris playing it here. Coruscant coming to this right-hand side.
Great run.
Liam Martin back in behind the play of the ball. Stopped there by Tavita Pangai Jr. And now Yo. The back end of the set, as he is prone to do, looking for a legs tackle and a fast play the ball for Cleary and Leniu to do the kicking. It's the halfback this time. For the first of the game, it'll go down to the Fox. Adokar makes the catch, brings it back out here. And the Bulldogs begin just inside their own 20. He begins this game, the Fox, Mick, looking for his first try in 6 games now.
Yeah, hasn't been able to cross the strike for the Dogs as we see some driving defence here from Penrith. A great start, a really clinical opening set. Coruscant, terrific out of dummy half with his deception, and Isaiah Yo. What a start it's been for the Panthers. Lockie's chasing 5 straight 3-point Dally M wins. Tonight, it's incredible. He started the year faultless on 12 points, leading the Dally M race already. Can he do it again? Phenomenal.
Incredible. Marshall King, good carry there to get the Bulldogs out of trouble. Followed up another one there by Paul Vaughan. You know when you play the Panthers, the first few sets of 6 are going to try and ambush you defensively. Burton with a massive clearing kick. He will trouble the back 3 tonight. Edwards, of course. Taylor May on one wing. Charlie Staines on the other for the Panthers. They will see their fair share of spiralling torpedoes. The Bulldogs, though, here give away an early penalty.
Yeah, no surprise. Dylan Edwards knew exactly where Burton was going to kick that footy. Played plenty of footy, obviously, with Matty Burton, and positioned himself perfectly in an extremely strong carry. What a start to the year it's been for Edwards.
Full set of 6 here from inside Bulldogs territory. Cleary coming back to the middle. Eisenhuth will play it here just outside the 40. Leniu floating out on the left-hand side beyond Kickout. It is Kickout who takes a run towards Josh Jackson. Flanagan there involved in the tackle. He's a good defender, Kyle Flanagan, and he's tough, we know that. Here he is again. Last game as a Rooster back in the finals of 2020, he played most of the game with a busted AC joint. That is a tough effort no matter where you play on the field. Here is Cleary.
Good shot
towards Matt Burton. Wraps him up. His old teammates. Just outside the 20. Coruscant goes flat. Yo it is. A little step at the line. Vaughan under pressure. Got some help from Thompson. Look at it also. And here they are. Last tackle 10 metres out. It'll go to Cleary. He'll kick towards the corner. Pressure here on Naden. They won't get to it. Kick out. Taps it backwards. Cleary does well. Volley balls to May. Tago for the corner. Off the back of the tap back. Cleary sends it left. Tago scores in the corner. And Penrith are in with their second possession.
Yeah, the southeastern corner of Combank Stadium's just gone berserk with the Penrith fans. They've erupted. Tago's gone over. Just too much time, Cleary, to get his kick away. Look at this. Pangai was called offside. No one putting him under pressure. Kickout up nice and high. Taps it back. Nathan, brilliant work. Out to May. He did a great job to get on the outside of Marshall King and attract the Bulldogs' defence and create some space for Tago on the outside. This will show it perfectly. Great reaction from Cleary. May does a tremendous job. And there it is, just on the outside of the Bulldogs' defence. On the outside of Burns, and Tago goes over. And the Panthers, well, it's only taken them 4 minutes, but they're over already. Hold on, they're going to check this. Did he go out?
Shorty, we just need to review the touchline, please.
Yeah, well,
Bruce Butler says we want to have a look at this just to make sure.
It was awfully close. Burns did a great job to recover. Coming across. Yep, there it is.
Prior to ground of the football, Isaac Tago's foot touches the touchline. We have a decision.
The left boot on the touchline, and the Dogs survive.
Ready, 1 o'clock. Minute.
Little omen tonight that things might start going the Bulldogs' way after being lapsed last week down there at Amy Park in Melbourne again on Sunday. Near miss for the Panthers. Great tip back from Leniu kick out. Great work by Cleary, also wrapping around the back.
Needed to get his feet in the air. We see that with a lot of the great finishers, don't we? That when they lunge for the try line, they get their feet in the air. That time Tago didn't. And it was great scramble from the Dogs. Look at Kickow again. He's in a real mood tonight, Kickow.
It's Jackson to play as they work it away from their 20. Vaughan met there by a 3-man reception committee. An early break for the Bulldogs, James Hooper.
Evening, Warren. Evening, everybody. Conditions absolutely outstanding at ground level. It's currently 20 degrees. There is no breeze at all around. And Warren, considering the torrential downpour that New South Wales and Queensland have had lately, this surface is outstanding as we see Pangai make a strong run.
It's in good condition here tonight for the ball to be used by the playmakers, including this man, Matt Burton. There is a spiralling torpedo.
It's moving.
It bends away from Edwards. He does very well. Fox, he was down there looking for a big impact and went straight past Edwards. Oh, coming in, speaking of impacts, Brent Naden off the right wing this time. Here are the Bulldogs firing up. Returning serve to the Panthers.
Well, there can be no respect tonight. Another great shot. That time Marshall King out of the line on Tago. They need to go after the premiers. They need to make a statement defensively, and they're doing that at the moment, the Dogs. Oh, good contact here. Thompson on Staines.
Now back to the left-hand side where it's Edwards to here, 40 out from the Bulldogs line. Good defensive set from the Bulldogs. With starch about their work tonight. Cleary's kick, end over end. Shouldn't be a tough one for Addo Carr, who makes the catch, fends away from Stephen Crichton before he's wrapped up there by Martin and company. And they begin again from just outside their own 10. Watch Naden jam in and get to Taylor May. How strong is he, though?
Oh, he's been terrific, hasn't he? Just when you thought their stocks were starting to run thin with a number of players leaving out of the Premiership side, going to other clubs, and then the injury to Brian To'o. You thought Penrith may have been in trouble. He has been superb, Taylor May.
It's Pangai Jr. Looking up here towards the 40. No scorers yet. 6 gone. Bank Stadium. And now a mistake from Matt Duffy that puts them under all sorts of pressure.
Yeah, it just takes his eye off the footy here, just thinking what he wanted to do before he actually had picked the ball up from dummy half. And this will show it perfectly. He's just not concentrating and then just lifts his eyes off the ball. That's great camera work there on Fox League. That showed it perfectly, and you just cannot invite this Penrith attacking juggernaut down your end of the field and let them stay there and threaten with their attack.
Another player who's been in the headlines this week, making news. Old teammates of the Dragons. Cleary comes to the left-hand side of the scrum. Luai holds it out in front, almost teasing the Bulldogs' defence. It comes back under for May. And a dafty error has his team under pressure.
Yeah, they're showing intentions early here, Penrith. They're attacking to their left a lot.
Good defence here through the middle. Fisher-Harris going nowhere there on that particular carry. Stopped by Thompson. Jackson was also there. Vaughan likewise as well. It's Yo, first man option. Eisenhuth here. He stopped just outside the 10. Duffy trying to take him to the ground. Did so after the call of held, but the referee says play on. Coruscant for Yo goes out the back. Luai, cut out ball. It's a chance for May. Flanagan was there. I don't know they stopped him this time. It looked like he got it down okay. The referee thinks so, and the Panthers are on the board here tonight.
My gosh, watch the pass here from Jerome Luai. It is inch perfect down their left-hand side. It's Isaiah Yo ball playing. It attracts the attention of Flanagan and jamming in. Naden came flying infield, the former Panther, and this is brilliant. Jerome Luai, in a split second, just sees May unmarked out wide. Does a great job, gets back on the inside of Burns, gets the ball in the left hand. Flanagan coming across hard, and he gets the footy down. Penrith, and won't take this one off them. That's great work from Taylor May. 6 tries now in 3 games for Taylor May.
It has been remarkable the way he has just stepped in and filled in for Brian To'o like he's channeling Brian To'o himself. Remarkable work. Brian To'o, of course, still missing for a few more weeks until he'll be back, maybe round 9, potentially round 10. So There's another month of football in front of Taylor and May. You stay injury-free, naturally enough. And as far as carrying the ball as well, we've seen that already tonight. He can absorb impact. Yep. He was rattled by Brent Naden, was able to take that shot, keep going on the play. And their back five in particular, last week in the grand final rematch, no less, against the Rabbitohs, the back five ran 730 metres. And May has slotted in just beautifully on that left wing.
Yeah, he's been terrific. He's already had 4 tackle busts tonight, 11 coming into the round in only 2 games. And he is proving a real handful out on that left-hand side.
Cleary from the touchline, bending it back. It's a promising start for the Panthers. They lead 6 points to 0. On the bench, the boys going up. Brian Todd was there amongst them there, watching on tonight. And kick from that man, Nathan Cleary. Adds the extra 2. Watches again. Luai cut-out ball across the face of 2, including kick out. Good work by Flanagan to get there, but May is tough to stop James Hooper.
They're a development club, Warren, the Penrith Panthers, the biggest rugby league junior nursery in the world. And this bloke's the latest off the possession line. He's a Minchinbury Jets junior. They love a local junior out Penrith way.
There's a little hold up here.
Stay on here, boys.
They're back underway now. He's waiting for a streaker to appear. They're all the rage suddenly in the NRL. Don't know what's going on. There's a full moon this weekend. It's the Panthers. They lead 6-0. They'll begin here just inside their own 20. The Dufty error proved to be critical, didn't it, for the Bulldogs? They crack off the back of it, and now they give away another penalty. And this is what they can't do, is give Penrith just leg ups down the field and invite them to have full sets of 6 time and again from a close range.
Yeah, the most important thing, particularly after conceding a try, is just getting the footy back, controlling that next set of 6, and certainly not giving away a penalty down that end of the field. And they've invited Penrith inside their half. That's play 1 now, and kick out already over halfway. Discipline a problem early for the Dogs.
It's Eisenhuth who goes inside the Bulldogs 40. Coruscant waits here at dummy half. Yo turns it back on the inside. Fisher Harris. Marshall King there under pressure. Got some help from Luke Thompson. They're just outside the 20. Options left and right. They come to Cleary. Turns Martin back underneath. He runs into tackle there from Waddell and also Vaughan. Coruscant, one-handed pickup from dummy half. Yo shifting again. Cleary this time cutting back through the middle himself. Stopped by a bootlace by Marshall King in particular. Thompson hanging on here.
6 to go on the last.
And it will be a new set of 6. Kick out here. Dogs are short on that right-hand side.
Yeah, they just keep opening up the Dogs' right-hand side, Penrith.
Coruscant comes back to Yo. They come back to attack the Bulldogs' left edge defence this time. Staines put it down. He was off. The Forbes Ferrari.
He goes Burton.
Burton, speaking of Ferraris, is down the sideline, skips away from Cleary, wrapped up by Crichton.
Big chance out to the right-hand side if they can get the ball out here, the Dogs.
They launch a counter-attack coming out of the line quickly. Tago, he was down low, Dufty. Thompson gives Tago a shove for his trouble. Now the boys want to mix it up just a little bit. The Dogs have a full set of 6 coming up. Watch it again as they came to the right-hand side. They looked certain to score until Staines, with all his speed, put it down. Nobody in front of him. And then Burton was able to skip away not once but twice.
Yeah, it was good work from Stephen Crichton, because had he not chased back, Burton would have been away, and Dufty low. Look, there's no malice in that. He's falling. And Tago just trying to shut down the play. It's certainly high warrant penalty, that's for sure. And the Dogs now, all of a sudden, the Dogs, who could possibly have been standing behind their goal line 12-0 down, are a chance now to try and find first points of the night.
So they can offer here after being held scoreless last week against the Melbourne Storm. They come to this game ranked 16th in the NRL for their attack, averaging just 7 points per game through the first month. It's Thompson, takes it towards Coruscant. First look to see what Kyle Flanagan can potentially add to this lineup. They come to Burton through Flanagan, all in and away. Nothing doing there as Burns, or rather Avarillo, will play it just inside the 10. Comes through Marshall King, Jackson, Flanagan sweeping to the right-hand side. Dufty, 3-on-2. Comes out here to Burns. Luai did well from the inside. And they slid to stop him 10 metres out still. Pangai Jr. runs at kick-out. What a mouth-watering confrontation that is. Dufty goes over the top. Naden back on the inside. It's knocked on by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, really nice attacking opportunities there. You can see Jerome Luai, he's already getting stuck into a couple of the Dogs players. Pangai's offloading ability, always a handful, just gets it back to Dufty. Loves playing the short sides and trying to just loop the ball over the top to Naden. The cover defence from Penrith throughout that set of 6, even when they looked in trouble, was sensational. Shows why they've been one of the best defensive sides in this competition over the last 2 years. Flanagan having some nice touches though.
They did wrap beautifully to the left-hand side, then he was very quickly back out there. So they came back to the middle to be on the next play. They went to the right-hand side to create a bit of space. And the slide of the Panthers did the rest. And I think the Bulldogs scoreless for the moment. It's Young. Maybe beyond the 20 here. Coruscant waiting at dummy half. He's got Edwards pushing up behind him. Finds Fisher-Harris, though, the forward there. Edwards always sniffing around in behind the play the ball. And there he is again, just behind Coruscant, hoping for a half chance. One of these front rowers poke his nose through the line and supply a ball. Still scheming. Now he's there at first receiver. Takes them on himself towards the back end of the set. Looking for that quick play the ball for the kick. It's Cleary. His own side of halfway, he'll find Addo-Carr again, so he is the target of the evening by the looks of things. Everything going to Josh Addo-Carr, and here they are dragging him out towards the sideline at the Bulldogs 20.
Dylan Edwards, another strong carry-on play for. He does that very well. Gives them an opportunity to get everyone in their kick chase line. Being the fullback, he's allowed to hang back after he plays the ball, but he's so strong, just gets a fast play the ball all the time for Cleary to kick on the back of. It's been another strong start from Dylan Edwards.
Naden coming in for a carry here. Will play it from Marshall King. Back to the middle, Liddell, who is playing 80 minutes for the Bulldogs in 2022 and has been very impressive. Here's Vaughan. Across the advantage line. Pops a ball out the back from Marshall King, who comes out here to Burden. Martin very quickly wraps him up, and Marshall King got a chance. Saw some space, it closed. They're just outside the 40. Dufty from dummy half. Go back here to Burden. End over end for Charlie Staines. Addo-Carr is there. Didn't look at the ball once, Josh Addo-Carr, and had he done so, he can make a play at that and make a catch.
Yeah, it amazes me in the modern game how often we see that. Sides just so terrified of getting it wrong and giving away a penalty, yet surely Josh Addo-Carr, with his experience and athleticism, he is made.
Skip to the outside, they're off and running. Tago back on the inside here, across the halfway line. He has Edwards with him. Dummies still going, finds Edwards now, and the Panthers go coast to coast. They launch a counter-attack from deep inside their own territory, and the speedsters off and running here tonight.
Well, sit back and enjoy that. That was brilliant, absolutely brilliant from the reigning premiers, shifting inside their half. It's Edwards, and again Taylor May, who's proving almost unstoppable. Again, he gets on the outside of a number of defenders, finds Tago. Aren't they developing a nice combination? And then May, just a beautiful dummy, got through into the backfield, and there's Edwards, reliable as ever, always pushing through. Watch the footwork here. Kick out, missed the jump, and then bang, he just cuts Burns in half and then accelerates through. Does a great job here. The eyes just locking in the fullback, looking at his support. And as Naden lunged, Dufty just fell for the dummy. He had to take the ball there. Poor option from Dufty. He came for a second effort. But at that stage, Edwards pushing on the inside. Tago a one-hand flick. Gee, that's impressive. And the Dogs down the other end failed to contest a high kick. And Penrith punished them.
It's hard to understand why What happens in the NRL, teams go through those plays, chasing kicks. Defence is their only objective. The ball is there to be attacked 20 metres out from the opponent's try line. Instead of that, coming up with possession, or even if you just knock it on from the bomb, you make Penrith work it from a set play situation and your defensive line is set. Instead, they go shift.
Yep.
Tago goes away and 6 points is on the back of it.
Well, Cleary will throw this over, but you're right. We're not talking Jason Saab or Tupou. Like, he's not out of his depth here, Addo-Carr. Surely he backs himself to jump over Charlie Staines. Well, I think next time the message needs to get to Josh Addo-Carr to take on Staines, make it a battle. Beautiful work. Isn't he impressive, Tago?
Has been super impressive in 2022 in this full-time role now. On the left edge for the Penrith Panthers. Edwards backing up. It's 12-0, James Hooper.
The Panthers cutting the Bulldogs open from long range, and you can see Jerome Luai there just letting his ex-Panthers teammate Brent Naden know you didn't quite have the wheels to stay with us there.
Oh, no, Brent. That's great vision, that. Luai having fun, having a lot of fun out on that left-hand side. They look tremendous.
Panthers fans will be hoping he hasn't gone the early crow here tonight, but boy, they are flying, as you would expect. It's Fisher Harris. Boy, they can put on a show when they're on song. As good to watch as any team, quite obviously, in the NRL.
Liam Martin. Gee, that's a strong carry. Well, in the last 3 times they've played the Dogs, it's 100-4, the Panthers. That they have really put the foot down against the Bulldogs in recent times, and already 12-0 early in this first half as Cleary goes to the air.
He bombs away towards Addo-Carr once again. He'll make the catch. Bring it back out here. The chase is a good one from Penrith. Will tick all the boxes. I think for a while there, mid-air, thinking about dragging him back. But once you lift him in mid-air, the tackle has been completed, and the referee is obliged to call held. Here's Naden ending up in a similar position. Those last 3 wins, Mick, 100-4 overall for the Panthers against the Bulldogs. 42-0, 28-0, and 30 points to 4. Here's a turnover, and they launch a counter-attack straight away. Numbers on that left edge once again. Tago takes the tackle, lost the ball, in fact, in the tackle. It's going to be a penalty against the Bulldogs. Is there a high contact here?
Well, the shot from Liam Martin and Nathan Cleary, watch him over the top, bang. And the ball just comes spewing out. Waddell folded. And then the Panthers just straight into attack mode, straight out to that left-hand side. Luai Tago threatening again. Oh, it's getting dangerous out on that side of the field for the Bulldogs. Kickout hasn't been really brought into the action yet. What a weapon he is, sitting there waiting for some ball.
A fortunate call there for the Panthers, saying the tackle had been completed on second effort. Oh, the Bulldogs have knocked the ball free. And again, lead by 2 converted tries, just outside the Bulldogs' 10. Midway through this opening half, Coruscant. They go to Yo. Here's Eisenhuth, runs towards Marshall King. Get the impression it's imperative the Bulldogs hang on here in this set. Cleary chips in behind them. A chase now. Flanagan wins it against kick out.
Yeah, nice work, Nathan Cleary. Just dictating terms with his kicking game. Look, that time just realised that that right edge now of the Bulldogs is in such fear that they are getting hard off the line, leaving plenty of space in behind. Duffy nowhere to be seen. Burton goes the early kick.
Not wasting any time. It's a one bouncer straight down to Edwards. Eisenhuth will trot back here. Not far from his usual replacement time, around about 22, 23 minutes into the game. As they make that first forward switch ordinarily. Fisher Harris, who had the shoulder problem off the back of the win against the Dragons in round 2. Last week, and now Eisenhuth reacting there. Might be a problem. He's going to play it, but he slumps back to the ground with a bit of help. Yo, Cleary, Edwards back on the inside. Addo-Carr coming out, knocks it down. There's a chance building for Penrith again between Crichton and Staines on his right-hand side. And the Fox says, we'll take the odds to it and take this out of play.
Yeah, deep into the line this time, Cleary. He wanted to go over the top, but then decided to play conservative. Addo-Carr there just needed to commit. He was away.
You saw Averillo was up in front of the line. Addo-Carr was staying back. Averillo started to drop back into the line, and he jammed Addo-Carr and said, well, I'm going.
Yeah, there was a big chance. Had Cleary have just floated that over the top, Addo-Carr was gone. Look at him barking instructions here. They have to hold on here, the Dogs. They're under assault. Luai and Edwards behind the scrum.
They wrap Cleary and Luai to the left-hand side. Cleary takes it on. The Bulldogs offside from the scrum. Full set here for Penrith. Yo, flat pass. Fisher-Harris goes to Edwards. Wants Martin to go back underneath. And take a run towards the uprights. There's a whistle here for a bit of contact above the shoulders on Liam Martin.
Well, they won't take the 2 here, surely.
Yes, they will. As soon as you said it, Nathan Cleary said, we'll have the 2 here and make it 14-0.
Well, the way the Panthers are moving the footy, that's certainly high there from Waddell. You would have thought they would have more than backed themselves to extend it out to 18. But measured, composed, Cleary, should we doubt him? What a player he is.
You might have been seeing a bit of red there. Corey Waddell looking for a bit of a square up after that shot from Liam Martin to force the ball loose just a few moments ago. Come out of the line there with the red mist rising. I'll get you back, Liam Martin, unfortunately.
Was the one thing that Penrith and the Bulldogs, like the Bulldogs up against Penrith tonight, could not do was give them a massive lumps of possession. They are just so good. Already Penrith through 14 sets of 6 from 16. The Bulldogs just 4.
66% of the ball, 2/3 of possession. And away the reigning premiers. Cleary from in front adds 2 more to make it 14 points to 0 right here live on the Sunday Ticket. James Hooper is downstairs.
Panthers coach Ivan Cleary's just made his first interchange for the game. Warren, Matt Eisenhuth off, Scott Sorensen on. What about Eisenhuth? He's unsung. 11 carries, 101 metres and 14 tackles in his first stint.
Yeah, fabulous workhorse, and then they have Spencer Leniu to come on the back end of the first half and plays either side of the break and plays around about 20 minutes. You've got Isaiah Yeo who plays 80 minutes. Kickout's been playing about 68 minutes on average. Liam Martin also averaging in excess of 70 minutes. Gives you the luxury of being able to have Leniu come on, play 20-25 minutes, but it's at 1,000% intensity when he does.
Right. He's just a wrecking ball either side of half time. Very hard to handle. Great leg speed and power. Look at that pass for double half. The width from Coruscant, beautiful.
Yo here just beyond the 30. We'll play for Coruscant. Here is Sorensen. First change made by Ivan Cleary, as James Hooper told you. And the former Shark, who's been a terrific Panther a year plus now. There in the middle of the field, Edwards on play 5, as he usually does, takes a run. It's either he or Yo. Cleary with the kick. Down to Addo-Carr once again. Boy, there's some hang time here tonight between Matt Burton and Nathan Cleary's boots.
Well, it's just deja vu for the Bulldogs at the moment. They just cannot get out of their own half. It's Addo-Carr catching on repeat. Liam Martin launching there into Averillo, and the Dogs just getting suffocated from Penrith. Cleary's kicking game, outstanding.
As the Bulldogs work it away, a reminder beyond full time, stay with us as Thompson goes forward. Good run there. Yeah. Sunday night with Matty John, special guest tonight, one of the 2 NRLW Dally M medalists. Millie Boy will be a special guest. Special kick here from Matt Burton for a 40-20.
Yeah, kept it nice and low. Went very, very close to going over the top of the 40-metre line. I'd like another look at it, but it was brilliant trajectory on the kick. Kept it low, run it deep into the corner. And they are, the Dogs, here we go. It was awfully close.
Just inside it, about 30 centimetres maybe. The length of the foot, first 40-20 of Matt Burton's career. Boot he has, as we mentioned a moment ago. It's quite the duel tonight between himself and Nathan Cleary. King it is. He'll take it towards the line. They're only a couple of metres out. Marshall King goes to Josh Jackson, shows him on the right-hand side, comes back to the middle, but it's hard to beat Penrith right down Main Street like that. Marshall King, they'll try it again. Pangai Jr. He goes close. They stop him eventually. Sorensen was there helping out Coruscant and also Edwards. They set on this left-hand side. Flanagan now finds Burton. Here's Avarillo. Find space there between Cleary and Crichton, but Crichton gets him squarely and drives him back some 5 or 6 metres. Terrific defence by the right centre. Burton is there again at first receiver. Goes to Marshall King. He takes it forward. Now the dummy half, though, isn't there on the last play. King does the honours. Back to Burton. Comes out here to Waddell. Runs towards Cleary. And they'll die right there.
It really didn't trouble them, the Dogs. This Penrith wall is just so hard to break. It was a nice play from Tavita Pangai, just ripping back underneath from the dummy half area and charging at the post. Waddell here just grimacing in pain. It was strong defence down this near side of the field. He's been under some heavy contact early in the game. Cleary it is hunting him from the inside. And there was a tackle earlier in that set from Stephen Crichton, who's been tremendous to start the year at right centre. And if Tom Trebojevic is unavailable for Origin with this knee, then Stephen Crichton's form to start the year has been more than ready for that big stage.
Might have been a double whammy there for Corey Waddell. Maybe the Crichton tackle did some damage, and then a jolt from Cleary finished him off potentially. He's still there on this left edge for the moment. A bit the worse for wear, though, is Corey Waddell. As the Panthers work it away. Comes to Sorensen, runs towards Marshall King. We'll play it here just outside the 20. Now Tager coming in for a run. Still going, driving the legs, pushing Thompson backwards. Mismatch in total weight there, but Tager's so powerful. Now Staines following suit, coming off the right wing. So it's an outside back set as they work it away. Give the forwards a bit of a breather here. Edwards following suit. 3 in a row, and they've done well. The wingers, one of the outside backs, a winger, followed by the fullback. And here is Cleary with the kick, a floater, a bit of a torp on it as well. Goes down to Naden. Kicked away from Addo Carr for the first time in the game, so a bit of a change there from Nathan, or rather, just Nathan Cleary. Ivan's up in the box.
He'd like to be able to kick him as well as Nathan.
Don't often get them mixed up, but there's one for 2022.
One thing the Panthers doing really well with their yardage is they're having some strong outside back carries, and because the sheer power in which they carry, it is attracting so many of the Dogs' defenders, and then that lovely wide pass from Coruscant has just got the Dogs' middle third defence just moving the whole time, and their forwards just constantly under pressure defensively.
King runs towards Coruscant, who's down low as always. So courageous he is, and they didn't stop him without help. He got the first contact. Flanagan now has his own spiral. One of the criticisms of Kyle Flanagan in the past, when he has been in this Bulldogs 7 jumper, is that his kicking game has been a bit one-dimensional, very much just end over end.
That was a good strike.
That was good to see, a bit of a variation there on what we've seen from him in the past. That was a terrific kick.
It was excellent. And here's Taylor May now again carrying. Just watch this set here. The outside backs draw so much attention with how strong they are. Here's another one. And the Bulldogs' middle forwards are just moving everywhere. They're under so much pressure. Here's Crichton, another one. It's incredible what these outside backs of Penrith are doing.
As we said last week against the Rabbitohs, they ran for 730 metres, the back 5 in total. Massive numbers against quality opposition. Here's Luai. Flanagan driving him backwards, forcing a mistake. Knocked on
he'll
there
enjoy
by
this, Flanagan. Look at this.
The Bulldogs need to get together and celebrate the fact they've had a minor victory here. The returning halfback comes up with a big, big defensive play.
Well, there's been a lot of history between these two. And this time it's Luai bouncing around. Flanagan just drops beautifully onto that right shoulder and gives it to him and finishes him off on the ground. Keep an eye on this. This is good stuff. Two halves going at it. You'll enjoy that one, Flanagan.
As we said, defensively,
off.
To my way of thinking, there's never been too many issues with Kyle Flanagan in that department. And with Matt Burton taking the pressure off the general play kicking for the main. Oh boy, and off the back of that, they put it down. First play from the scrum win from Burns. Kick out lets them off the hook because they were coming to get them again. In fact, Penrith are going to be pinged here for being inside the distance here on the scrum. They were offside.
Yeah, they were certainly offside. The ball got caught up in the scrum. We see that often these days where the back row hold it in and they just jump the gun, the Panthers. And it looks danger signs for a moment before we knew it was a penalty. The ball there with Burns just comes out far too easy. Kick out, unable to hang on to this. It looked a certain try, didn't it, for Penrith? And then Chris Butler awarding the penalty. The Dogs on the attack now.
Possession slowly swinging its way back towards the Bulldogs, but it's still a 60-40 split. It's King going inside the 20. Quick play the ball as well. Marshall King. Flanagan was right there waiting for it. Runs towards Coruscant and also Sorensen. They'll play it just outside the 10. Burton goes to the right-hand side. Marshall King comes back through the middle.
See a Manafanai.
Rather see a Manafanai. There's a new man on deck. Marshall King for Jackson. There was Flanagan. First man option there. On his left-hand side was Avarillo, but Cleary again makes a good tackle. Burton comes back to Flanagan. He just chips one. They wanted to chase there. Put down by Luai. The Bulldogs get a result. A simple error on the kick from Flanagan by Jerome Luai, and the Bulldogs are on the board through to Vita Pangai Jr.
Yeah, and on the back of a really strong tackle in the previous set, he forced the error. Kyle Flanagan getting up in the face of Luai, who was dancing around looking for opportunity. Flanagan goes down the other end. And on the final play, just a nice flat punch across, trying to isolate Jerome Luai on the try line. He did that. I'm sure they'll check this contest. Was he taken out, Luai? He goes up, he's there, and then Burns comes in and collects him. And Pangai, he reaps the rewards. Luai just taking his eyes off the ball. There's Burns taking out Jerome, and Pangai there to swoop.
Looks to be all in the one motion there as he's played at the ball and made contact with it.
Yeah, there we go.
He's a sitting duck. The tackle was already in motion. Pangai Jr. plants it down, and the Bulldogs have their first points for some time.
Well, it's nice to see because, you know, Burton, as so often in these opening month of footy, has been the player on the last that's almost had to organise the set, and then he's tried to get himself in position to kick on the last. But Flanagan dominating there, really stepping up. Nice kick across field, having some nice touches early, Flanagan.
And he brings his goal kicking to the table as well. Almost an 80% kicker throughout his career, of course, coming into tonight, playing game number 43. His career between the Sharks, the Roosters, and also the Bulldogs. Just his 5th game back since round 9 last year when he started the season for the Bulldogs under Trent Barrett, of course. He made some changes after a very slow start to the 2021 season. He played just 4 more games throughout the remainder of last year. And just about right in front, he adds 2 points. It's 14 points to 6. The Bulldogs get a bit of possession and they hit back James Hooper.
Couple of quality moments there, Warren, for Kyle Flanagan, and there is some history with he and Jerome Luai as we see that cross-field pinpoint kick there. Luai comes up with the fumble and Tavita Pangai Jr. goes over. But the last time these two teams played last season, there was some real sledging that went on between Luai and Flanagan, and then you can see he particularly enjoyed getting that shot on him a little bit earlier.
See what the Bulldogs make off the back of grabbing points. They're on the board, as we said. Their attack ranked 16th in the NRL coming into tonight. Just 28 points scored through the first 4 games of the season. So Manafanai playing it here. King taking it straight towards Coruscant. Martin got an offload away. Oh, Marshall King tried to follow suit. That was a little bit ambitious. And set off the back of points, they turn it over and give it straight back to the Panthers. They have hurt themselves tonight with some simple errors and some penalties at the other end of the field. Coruscant waiting here. He's set far and wide on this left edge. Cleary goes to Sorensen, runs towards Jackson. Just a carry to the hash marks on the left-hand side of the field. They come back to the open side. Yo just keeps punching it in. They keep going through the forwards. Maybe they sense there's a chance there against this Bulldogs middle third defence. 3 plays gone in this set. They keep going again through the forwards. Sorensen once again. Coruscant playing it. Trying to back his way in. The new man on deck is Leniu. He's only a metre or so out. One more play here. It's been a very conservative set. Cleary will chip it now towards Crichton, who goes up above them, taps it backwards. Edwards knocks it on, and the Bulldogs have hung on.
Yeah, pretty ordinary set there from Penrith. Probably their worst of the evening. Coruscant out of dummy half. He found his lead runner. He wanted to come back at the post with a number of his forwards. He only had Leniu to go to, and then on the back of it, a pretty shallow kick from Cleary. He doesn't often get those wrong, but it just wasn't deep enough at all to threaten them, and Edwards came up with the error. The Dogs are holding on.
And he saved the blushes of Jeremy Marshall-King, who tried to put that ball in the support player's chest and knocked it on and put them under all sorts of pressure. Here is Adokar. Look at Martin. Come out of the line. You just know their line speed. It's going to be like that for 80 minutes pretty much. They are so fit. They just keep coming at you. Here they are again to meet Max King at the advantage line. He does well though, King. Halftime show coming up. Lara Pitt, Cooper Cronk, Corey Parker. I'll take a look at what's happened here so far in the
Matt
first
Duffy,
half.
that is really poor. He just did not commit for Josh Jackson then. Jackson tremendously came onto the ball, perfect timing, over the advantage line and wanted Duffy back on the inside. And he hesitated away from collision there. He just completely removed himself from getting tackled there and let Josh Jackson down.
As a result, it's kick out to the 30, offloads it to Luai. He basketballs a pass there to Coruscant, and now Edwards looking to the right, off the right foot though. He left 2 Bulldogs in his wake, both Waddell and Jackson. Luckily, King was there to make the tackle. Cleary at the line. Luai goes wide to Tago again. Bumps into Flanagan.
Did well, Flanagan, to get in front of Tago there.
He got square and then got some help on the inside from Pangai Jr. Cleary, very flat here. Goes out the back. Yo, they've cut them to ribbons here. They just play at a tempo it's hard to go with. The speed of the play the balls. They're at the advantage line. Cleary knew to be up there for that first pass from dummy half. He had Yo and Martin scores their third of the night.
Yeah, this was the mistake from the Bulldogs earlier where Jackson went deep into the line. Just watch Matt Duffy here. It's his job. We see it with Pappenhausen. We've seen it with Slater. Push into that space. He let him down there. The Panthers' desperation. They dive on the footy. They get given another opportunity. Cleary deep into the line. Attracts the Bulldogs' defence. And Liam Martin just strolls over. Look at this from Cleary. Right into the line. Put the Dogs' defence under pressure. Waddell was... well, he was gone, and there's Isaiah Yo. He just attracts the attention of Waddell out on this left-hand side, and Martin won't get an easier one than that. That was clinical from one of the attacking juggernauts, the Panthers. 18-6 with a kick to come.
Really making the Bulldogs pay for those sloppy errors, aren't they? At 40% possession, the Bulldogs, and just 10 completed sets from 15 so far in the game. It's a long way from where they were last year. Despite winning the wooden spoon, they had the best completion rate in the NRL in 2021. So
it's what you do with it, Warren.
Make of completion rates what you will, but they were fairly conservative, quite obviously, with the ball last year. Tonight, they've just hurt themselves, and you can't do that against this team. Cleary from right in front here to make this 20 points to 6. And we've got just over a minute remaining before half-time. As we were in the process of saying, back in the studio, Lara Pitt and the boys will be taking you through the remainder of the Sunday ticket, taking a look at what happened down there in the Shire between the Sharks and the Tigers, and what's happened here in the first half. The Premiers on display. We're going to wait until the last game of round 5. It's been worth the wait because they are a class act to watch.
Yeah, that was brilliant. They've been hitting their left-hand side all night, threatening the Dogs. Right, that time they came back to their right-hand side, and the combination of Cleary and Yo at times is just, it's almost undefendable with how direct they play. Great carry here off the kick-off, Leniu.
And there he is, either side of half-time. there ripping and tearing. Lots of questions with those Bulldogs forwards. Sorensen plays it. Right edge, the try scorer Martin runs away from Waddell. Stopped there by Burton. There's a bit of help from Avarillo as we go inside the final 60 seconds. He gets up clutching the base of the neck or around the collarbone on that left-hand side.
Yeah, Coruscant wasn't happy with something in the tackle.
Avarillo was the second man in there. We might come back to that if we get a chance during half-time or early in the second half as the Panthers take it beyond the halfway line here. One more tackle in this final set. Coruscant goes to Cleary, looking for the floater. It's a good strike as well. Not much spin on this. Dufty. He was long odds to come up with that. Penrith have it for one last chance. They'll get one more play here. Sorensen was called to play it. And one more tackle here for Penrith. Field goal? Well, they're thinking more than that. It's Coruscant, comes across to Cleary. He'll chip in behind them for himself in the main. Addo-Carr was midfield, thinking that might have been the play. He makes the catch, and that'll do us in the opening 40 here tonight at CommBank Stadium. The Bulldogs at home against the Panthers, and it's the Premiers on top. At the break, they lead this 20 points to 6.
Going court for chicken win on Liam early in the set there.
40 minutes of football coming up, followed by Sunday night with Matty Johns. It's Nathan Cleary who gets us back underway. Bit of a floating kickoff. It'll bounce up here for Flanagan. And gives it off to Siu Manafanai, who brings it back outside the 10. But there's 3 or 4 Panthers there to try and drive him backwards and sideways. Spencer Leniu getting involved with a bit of back and forth there with a couple of Bulldogs as the play the ball was happening. Luckily, he didn't give away a penalty for the Panthers, and now Pangai Jr. runs towards Viliami kick-out. The most important thing for the Bulldogs is to get through these opening sets without error. And just 39% of the ball in the first half. Terrible completion rates as a result, and Jackson here going across the halfway line. He'll play it just outside the 40. Burton puts it in the air. Pressure here on Edwards coming across. He's made some good catches so far. Again, Addo-Carr leading the chase, but he was one out, and Edwards able to skip past him pretty comfortably.
Yeah, it'd be a relieving set of 6 there for Trent Barrett, just seeing the side get through to their kick. A nice kick again from Burton, nice and high. Addo-Carr chasing down. He's got to be more effective than that, though. Really needed to make the tackle on Edwards. Just gave him a 20-metre start to their set. And now Taylor May already up to the 30-metre line.
To his left-hand side, Tago to take it up 10 short here of the halfway line. 3 tries to 1 in the first half for the Panthers. They've got this place home for a while when their new stadium is being built or renovated. Complete restructure of the old ground out there. Cleary puts it in the air. We'll go down to Addo-Carr. He was the target almost exclusively in the first half. They begin where they left off. Here he is skipping past one tackle there of Crichton, still going. Comes back to the middle of the field. The ball comes free. And it ends up with the Panthers knocking it on. First mistake, though, by the Bulldogs through Addo-Carr.
Yeah, Addo-Carr taking the catch from the Nathan Cleary bomb, and then he just broke through the tackle of Crichton, danced around Staines, and then looked to accelerate once he got past Martin. And then the ball just comes free. I'm not sure if it was Yeo that even had a hand on it. The ball just seemed to dislodge. Oh, yeah, Isaiah Yeo just touching the footy, and Addo-Carr a really cheap turnover early, and we've already spoken about their completion rate in the opening half, and their second set here in the second half they've invited Penrith down on their line again. Luai and Edwards just stalking the Dogs' defensive line.
Here they go out the back to Luai, a little stuttering run, hands it off to Taylor May, gets away from Pangai Jr. He's so strong, he'll play it there just inside the 20. Flanagan holding him down for a long time there. Cleary comes to Sorensen. See Manafanai in the middle of the field. There's a tackle there with Marshall King. They're deep on that right-hand side. They come back to Luai instead, though. At the back, kick out. A touch there from Naden on the way through to Taylor May, and it will be scrum feed and 6 more plays coming up here for the Panthers.
Yeah, they are just so in sync this left-hand side. You can see there just at the top of your screen, Duffy tried to present himself in the defensive line, and then he swung to that far side of the field because Cleary moved, which left only 4 defenders, and as soon as they did that, Jerome Luai just pulls the trigger, and they're straight in shape. Kick out, we've seen him set up a few tries of late in that exact attacking shape, and they went close that time.
No, it's Sorensen. Takes the first carry here. Leniu revving up. Down the back there to Isaiah Yeo, who dragged in 3 defenders. Stays on his feet as well. Eventually into his knees at least. We need to control these rucks. Contain these play the ball speeds. Leniu just too easy. Off the back of not getting Yeo on the ground, they weren't ready on the next play. And this battleship, it comes on just before half-time. He revs up for the second half as well, and he storms his way in for a 4th Panthers try.
Yeah, it's one of Api Coruscant's great strengths is his deception, and you can just see the tempo in which he comes out of dummy half and just the lack of urgency on that short side. Again, Dufty, who's putting himself in the defensive line on the short side. You can see, we'll have a look on the Fox League replays. The high angle shows it perfectly, how Dufty presents himself in the short side and then takes off, trying to track in behind where he predicts the ball's going. Here we go, look at the space that's left. And as Coruscant gets out, Dufty tucks in and leaves spaces and gaps inside that Bulldogs defensive line on the short side. And Leniu, we've spoken about the carnage he causes either side of half-time. And with their first attacking opportunity down on the Bulldogs line, it's Coruscant turning on a masterclass. The Panthers number 9. Beautiful deception, beautiful ball, and just too much power from Leniu.
Again off the back of a Bulldogs error with Addo Carr.
Yep.
Their second possession of the second half, putting it down early in the tackle count. The Panthers get back-to-back sets inside the Bulldogs 20. And Coruscant goes left, Leniu goes right. He goes all the way over the top into the in-goal area, and they lead at 26 points to 6, James Hooper.
Brute power from Spencer Leniu, but it's a milestone match for Api Coruscant. It's his 150th NRL game. He's got a couple of premierships already in the kit bag. One with South Sydney 2014, one with the Panthers last season. Can he build on it again? I'll tell you what, he's having a hell of a game tonight.
Here's will be a Tiger in 2023. Chance to go back-to-back here, quite obviously, with the Panthers, one of the Premiership favourites, if not the Premiership favourite.
I don't think Coruscant, throughout his career, has ever got the accolades that he deserves. He's not always spoken about, when we talk, even at the moment, with Marnie and Harry Grant and Damien Cook. Coruscant around the ruck is an enormous threat, and sometimes it's just those brilliant little subtleties and his deception of footwork that gives Cleary and Luai so much time to attack. He's a wonderful player, Coruscant.
There is again from dummy half as they take it across the halfway line through Isaiah Yeo. Play 5 carry from Yeo and Cleary with the kick. Not much spin on that. Addo Carr here ends up on the seat of his pants to make the catch, and this time he'll be determined to lock up that ball and not force an error to put them under pressure once again.
At the moment, we're well and truly into their second half now, and Matt Dufty's had 1 run for 2 metres. On the opposing side, Dylan Edwards already up towards 120 metres carrying the footy.
That is one area of concern for them. They've got bigger problems than that, don't they? Here they are. They've had just 37% of the ball, and we've had the best part of 50 minutes. They've had barely just more than a third of possession. See him for night, 45 metres out. He'll play it back to Burton. Off the side of the boot, not a great strike. It'll be an awkward catch all the same there for Stephen Crichton, who does make the catch.
You think of some of the great fullbacks, and what I'm referring to there, Warren, is whilst they have had limited footy, their forwards are having to do so much work defensively because of how Penrith moved the ball in between that middle part of the field, and Dufty just needs to get in sometimes and carry the ball. We see he's the same build as Pappenhausen. I know he may be slight in stature, but Pappenhausen has a wonderful knack of being able to help his forwards out and carry the ball, and at the moment they need more from him.
The back three for the Panthers have run for 30 metres to this point of the game. Bulldogs just 105.
Yeah, and that's majority Josh Adokar.
Here's Tago, one of those outside backs, skipping back to the middle. Look at him move, still dancing and dancing. He had Cleary pushing through a hole. If he hits him, the halfback scores for your life. Coruscant goes to Cleary now. Hot ball there. Across the face of Martin, comes to Crichton, who ducks away from them. Adokar got a touch on it. Knocked it backwards. It's going to be a penalty for an obstruction against the Panthers.
Yeah, not much he could do there. Stephen Crichton, he did well to hang on to the ball. Cleary firing it across the face of Liam Martin, and he just ran himself into a dead end. You can see here, he just wants to cut back on the inside, but Martin had already gone into the Bulldogs' defensive line, and in the end gave Chris Butler, the referee, no option.
Whistle here in the play the ball by Riddell, who took it back a metre or so to where he was tackled. King hits the deck here in a three-man tackle. Crichton coming in on the side to make sure he does hit the turf. Burton goes up the left edge where Avarillo a little in and away, but well handled all the same by Crichton and also Staines. Long open side set now for the Bulldogs. Marshall King gives it off to Jackson. No gain there. Plays remaining in this set. In fact, a set restart. Infringement in the ruck. Here's Paul Vaughan back on deck, just outside the 20. Chance here for the Bulldogs to respond to the early try in this second half. Here's King. Comes to the shoulder there of kick out, pops it over the top. Dufty takes on both Edwards and also Luai. And he'll play it here just 5 metres out eventually on the Panthers line. Marshall King. He finds Flanagan, hits Burton back on the inside, Naden midfield. I saw it coming though, it was rather telegraphed. Good stop there by Leniu and also Cleary. Marshall King, 6 again coming up for the Bulldogs. And a ruck infringement according to Chris Butler, the referee. And deep on this right edge, it's Jackson, takes them on himself, found a hole there back on the inside of Isaiah Yeo, but a good shot over the top in particular from Dylan Edwards. Now Flanagan at the line, takes Waddell with him. Well stopped by Cleary around the bootlaces. So good defensively again tonight, Nathan Cleary. Flanagan for Duffy. At the back there of Pangai Jr. Hands it off to Burns. In trouble. And they run him into touch pretty easily.
Yeah, and Jerome Luai again just telling Brent Naden there'll be none of that coming down this side of the field. Flanagan did well to double up on the plays. Jackson deep into the line, found Flanagan. There's Dufty. Little flick pass out. Tago did well to manage that. Straight back onto Burns, and plenty of cavalry coming from the inside, and Trent Barrett just riding every moment. The defence of Penrith on their goal line, it's been extremely hard to crack. It's only been an error from Jerome Luai off a Flanagan kick that has given up points tonight.
Staines has been an example here of what this back three in particular can do for the Panthers as they work it away on their own end. Staines, then May. They finished the first half. Those combinations, Tago coming in for carries as well to give the forwards a breather. Exactly what you're talking about isn't happening with the Bulldogs, Mick.
Yeah.
Back at the halfway line through kick out. Coruscant waits there at dummy half.
Slate for Edwards.
It's the same old pattern. It's either Yeo or Edwards. And Cleary, everybody knows their role. What a floater this is. Just no spin. A hard one for Dufty. It came down from a tremendous height with no spin on it. He was long odds again. An error before half-time on a kick. Another one here in the second half.
Yep, he's having a horror night, Matt Dufty. And it was floating everywhere. And the pressure of Luai just tearing through. The footsteps just got louder and louder. And Dufty just unable to hang on to the Cleary bomb.
That was a very, very hard one to catch. You could see him, his body weight going to the left-hand side. In the end, tries to make a catch over here on his right hip. That's how much the ball moved in the last 20 metres or so.
It's on the back of Edwards. Edwards is carrying on play 4, and he left Jackson on the ground that time. Another fast play ball. So Cleary's got ample time to get himself set to put up those floating bombs. And Dufty just unable to hang on to it.
That'll be $1.03 to score here in this set. Oh, there you go. There's the curse.
Oh, penalty though.
It's going to be a do-over here for the Bulldogs from right end front. They had something in mind, and Cleary put it down as cold as you like. And as I was saying, there are odds on, a long set of odds on to score in this set.
Now they've caught the scrum. They want another shot at it. Penrith. Here we go. Yeah. There's Coruscant just picking it up, and Cleary moving away from the ball. The pass needs to be perfect. There was nothing wrong with it. We couldn't see on that angle, but Cleary just unable to hang on to it. We don't see it often. He doesn't often come up with simple errors.
So Pangai Jr. in particular.
Yeah, it was a good pass.
On the opposite side of the ball there, he came out from the scrum, but he broke very quickly, and now we have another penalty here.
Back chat. Chris Butler saying back chat. Tavita Pangai, the man, yeah, he's put his hand up. Something's been said there in the middle.
So it's Mitch Kenny, who is out there now for the Panthers. And again here, 5 away from the Bulldogs line. Guess both teams had a bit of a breather in the last 90 seconds or thereabouts while those scrums were being set. Mr. Cleary. Ball from Coruscant. Bulldogs quickly there. Cleary still backing his way towards the line. Thompson dropped off on the effort. Oh, then Cleary, that was slightly awkward as he went to ground. Kenny, good tackle there by Jackson, right around the hips, and just snapped him. Thompson was there over the top as well. Coruscant dropping back a long way to link up with Cleary on this left-hand side. Luai back through the middle, linking up with Edwards.
Good tackle, Marshall King.
One more play here. Coruscant, a quick one. Yo. Comes to the left-hand side, nothing doing. Wants to get a ball away. He'll take the tackle. And the Dogs have survived a minor victory.
Yeah, some really nice defensive one-on-one tackles there. Josh Jackson, who's having a tremendous night with his defence. 39 tackles already, the workhorse from the Dogs, the captain, leading the way without miss. 39 tackles without miss already. Marshall King, another very important tackle on Burton, or Edwards, in fact, that was coming through the middle.
Now losing tackles in these early plays from their own end. They get it going in the right direction through the might of Tavita Pangai Jr. But Addo Carcourt going sideways there, had them all out of shape. And now they get a penalty off the back of it. That's certainly needed by the Bulldogs.
Just watch this, Tavita. He knows the hands are around the ball. He's milked this beautifully. And it was a relieving one. It was a strong carry from Pangai, but he just let go of the ball. Gave Chris Butler, the referee, no option but to rule penalty. Just watch this. Pangai, the really strong carry into Yo.
Together now.
He just lets go.
6 to go, slow.
Well, he took the odds that he was going to get the whistle, and he did. Inside ball here for Josh Jackson. Of all targets on the inside pass from Burton on that left edge. Here's Burton again in behind them. Thompson was there pushing up and support. Duffy out here on the right edge waiting for a chance. We've seen him pushing through the middle there on those 2 previous carries. Thompson was dragging Penrith defenders inside the 20. It comes away to Flanagan at the line. Burton flat pass. Pangai Jr. He's an offloading machine. This time, though, there are 4 Panthers to lock him up. 4 plays gone in this set. Duffy at dummy half. Comes back to Marshall King. He's Vaughan. One-on-one there with Isaiah. Good tackle by the lock forward. Marshall King goes to Flanagan. Flat pass there. Steaming onto it. A big chance here. Stimpson's going to be held up in goal.
What a tackle.
As close as that to scoring their second try of the night.
Yeah, nice play from Flanagan. He went right into the line and found Stimpson, who got on the outside of Martin. Dylan Edwards, my gosh. Again, the Panthers fullback, talk about putting your body on the line. Look at that, right in underneath Stimpson, who was at full flight, right on the goal line. Yeah, Dylan Edwards. Tip your hat, he's having a night. The Panthers fullback.
Tremendous effort there to stop Joe Stimpson off a nice short ball there from Kyle Flanagan as well. Could have brought them points as Tago plays it here. Coruscant from dummy half. Jamin Salmon is out there now for the Panthers. Isaiah Yeo getting a breather for the moment. Of course, a reshuffle. Mitch Kenny, of course, out there in a back rowers roll. Coruscant still there, jumping out from dummy half. Kenny coming onto the ball as well. Inside the Bulldogs 40s, Coruscant goes to Cleary. Back on the inside through Salmon. Puts it up though. Try and test out Addo-Carr. Another tap back by the Panthers. Crichton cleans it up. Gets a kick away though. The Bulldogs under all sorts of pressure. Dufty will keep it in the field of play. And there was a Panther in front of the kick to be offside.
Yeah, that was nice skill. It wasn't, again, the greatest kick from Cleary. He was just in two minds. He had too much time to think about the kick that he was going to execute. Martin did well. The one-hand fend there. Gee, that's good skill, isn't it, from Crichton? The Panthers just offside. Another penalty for the Dogs.
Charlie Staines in front of the kicker quite comfortably. Jamin Salmon getting involved in making the tackle, but Staines well inside the 10. It's the one try so far in this second half. A whistle here. A second ball came on the field. Stimson will play it and get back underway. Vaughan. Minimal gain here as the Panthers get off their line with speed again. And just keep coming. Burden on the inside here for Avarillo.
A couple of plays the previous set where a nice offload here. The Dogs, Marshall King pinches a few more metres where they played in and around the ruck, and some strong carries got the Dogs into good attacking field position.
Now Flanagan off the back there. Comes to Dufty, hands it off for Burns. He skips past Coruscant, but he's wrapped up pretty quickly by Tago and Luai. Look at them just feed in, trying to drive him towards the sideline. They'll play it there eventually. Flanagan for Thompson, runs towards Kenny. Burton waiting on the left-hand side. They're set there after Flanagan has taken them back to the middle. Marshall King looking over his right shoulder, but was always going to Burton. There's a chase here from Naden coming through, trying to get to Edwards. He goes up above everybody, makes a very, very good catch.
Yeah, it was good to see Naden pushing through the middle with Matt Burton. Their combination obviously strong from their time at Penrith. We'll see another good run, Taylor May. But competing for the footy, getting up and challenging Edwards. It's good signs there from Naden. Look at him right in the face of Dylan Edwards, and the eyes from the Panthers fullback just never leave the ball. Yeah, that was brilliant from Dylan Edwards.
Now kick out. On his left-hand side. It's an arm free, pops it over the top to Coruscant. Luai very quickly looking for his partner in crime. Staines is in field. The inside there of Crichton with William Martin out there playing on the right wing, having a blow at the moment. He's had a chance to show us what he can do down the sideline. Cleary taking it to the line. They'll play it here on the last now. Luai with a lot of pressure on him. Marshall King got there eventually. To go down to Naden. He leaves the ground. Was he tackled in the air? No, he wasn't, says the referee. Tago was thereabouts, but a pinky toe back on the turf before the contact came.
Yeah, Dogs players really struggling to get back on side as Fisher Harris and Eisenhuth, the two starting props, just chomping at the bit to get back out there. Addo-Carr now bouncing around, trying to find a way through this Panthers this defensive line.
He's close to becoming the first Bulldog to run for 100 metres tonight. Nobody has as yet, which seems remarkable. It shows you how little ball they've had. And now here's another error by the Bulldogs at their own end of the field. Are they talking about challenging this? Yes, they are.
Shorty, we have a captain's challenge.
Very confident.
On field, I've ruled that Bulldogs are out and playing and Penrith's hit the arm. They are challenging that they've knocked the ball on.
Okay. See what the video shows us. First captain's challenge of the night as Marshall King got there.
So Jeremy Marshall King is out
half, and then looking to get a bit of the ball there as well. Appy Coruscant. Suggestion that he might have touched the football. Certainly gets part of the arm.
I'm not sure Coruscant's square anyway, that marker, but he hits the arm and then his hand certainly touches the footy, I would think.
Appy Coruscant hits the arm of Jeremy Marshall King. He does not touch the ball.
Doesn't touch it.
Jeremy Marshall King knocks the ball on. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Well, a 50-50 chance. You've gone red and it's come up black.
Penrith, ready ones?
Back to the ATM machine for you.
Yeah. You know what? It's just not going right for the Bulldogs at all, is it?
Errors just keep on coming.
Yeah.
Their own half.
Yeah.
Still here we are, 42% of the ball. So their possession rate has gone up from where it was at half time. They had just 39%, but they're going to be blown off the park as far as possession and points as a result in this final 18, 15 minutes, because so many games in 2021, the Panthers were just getting warm at around about this stage, and they put teams to the sword in the final quarter of an hour off the back of a welter of possession. And here they are, Cleary, little look out the back, put down here by Tago, so the Dogs will survive. Maybe it's catching suddenly. If the Panthers can maintain concentration here.
Yeah, they're getting a little sloppy, the Panthers, aren't they? We've seen Nathan Cleary come up with an error off the scrum, and now a simple drop there from Isaac Tago.
Well, here are the Panthers. Set play situation. You know they're coming at speed. The Bulldogs lose that first play right there. They need to win these early tackles. Thompson, a gain of maybe 3 or 4 metres perhaps. So a slow start again to these early plays. These new sets from their own end. They go wide. Good pass here for Adokar. The Fox away down the sideline. Support back on the inside. It's Stimson running away. They took a chance to spread it, and Stimson scores for Canterbury. Terrific ball. Great passing inside their own territory. They were losing the battle in the middle of the field. They said, let's go wide. Let's go west, young man.
Yeah, Josh Jackson, nice early ball. Flanagan out to Burton, and then a great catch and pass from Averell. Look at the speed here. Adokar just tearing down the far touchline. Stimson been handy since coming onto the field. Streaks 30 metres, and the Dogs hit back. Nice play out to their left-hand side. Good confidence shift, nice and early, deep inside their half, and finally, Josh Adokar with some early ball. And Joe Stimson, the two former Melbourne players combined. And the Fox was flying.
I thought for a moment he might come towards Edwards and take him on, looking for his first try of the season. But it was a great ball at speed back on the inside, as you said, for his former Storm teammate in Joe Stimson, who put the big ones in. He was taking no chances. He was going to get run down from behind. So Nathan Cleary pushing back there, chasing, but Stimson wins the race, 26 points to 10.
Yeah, he's been good, Stimson, since coming on. He almost scored earlier off a lovely short ball from this man, Flanagan. It was only for Dylan Edwards holding him up that stopped him finding his first of the night, but that time just pushing through hard with Adokar, who, boy, didn't he take off quick on that far side of the field. He left Stephen Crichton for dead. And you're right, I thought the in and away was coming. I thought he was just going to pin the ears and head for the corner post. But a lovely ball back inside and a bit of confidence for the Dogs. Amazing when they hang on to the footy. There's a bit of life in them.
Flanagan here, 12 in from touch. Almost back to a 14-point game. A strike, trying to bend left, hits the upright and goes in. Well, give themselves just a sniff. They're up against the Premiers, of course, but it's 26 points to 12. They back themselves from their own end. Joe Stimson grabs a try off the back of a long run by Josh Adokar, James Hooper.
He's one of 11 Bulldogs off contract at the end of this year, Warren, so he's playing for a new deal at the moment, Joe Stimson, and didn't he enjoy that? They needed to find something. They have still got just the slightest of sniffs at the moment.
See what they can offer in this set in particular. Deep kickoff here by Cleary. Dufty, you can't believe it.
Having a horror.
You cannot believe it. Off the back of points, going backwards there. Marshall King was on the dead ball line. Dufty was short of it. He was tracking back. He was unsure where he was in relation to the dead ball line. There's no question about that. You could almost see the wheels ticking over in his mind. Just how close am I? Am I about to catch it and then step over the dead ball line? He was reaching for the dead ball line.
Short drop out here.
They'll come up with possession and then driven into touch. The tackle looked as though it was completed, when a hand was placed on a Bulldog and then taken into touch, what is the call going to be? It's going to be Panthers possession, with the Bulldogs going into touch.
Seeing more and more of this, aren't we? The short dropout and the Dogs just taking their chances. Flanagan looked to have recovered the footy only for the strength of Viliami kick. It was like a forklift. Just comes in over the top. Lands right in between the two Penrith players in Tago and May, and then
Flanagan, well, maybe he was picked up in the one motion. The Bulldogs fans not happy. They thought that once he'd been touched there by Kickow, he was held. The referee said it was all good. And the Panthers, off the back of the Dufty error, have it here through the middle as Eisenhuth takes it towards the uprights. Just inside 15 remaining. Now Cleary. There's to Kenny. Quite the back row replacement, hasn't he, in this running role. In his career off the bench as a dummy half replacement. I just love him in the 17. Cleary here on his left-hand side of the field. Taken down there. Coruscant. Feeding back to Luai. Looks one way, goes to Eisenhuth. They're set on this right-hand side. Crichton goes in, ducks away. Stopped in a good tackle, though, by Stimson and also Burton. One play left. They went down the short side. They come back to Cleary, who bombs across the face of everybody. Kickout is there. Flying high. What a catch by Brent Naden.
he dropped the ball, Nate.
It's going to be a penalty for a mid-air tackle. As spectacular a catch above the pack as you will see.
Yeah, he just flew right up above Tago, right over the top. And they've got Tago for taking out his legs.
There we go.
He wasn't going to be there. He was just backing his way in. That's a good call. He's tunnelling his way in underneath Brent Naden. Naden comes down heavily as a result. Had to be there contesting the ball for that to be okay, Tago.
It was a great defensive set from the Bulldogs. They asked so many questions. Penrith, oh, that's a loose ball there. Burns, geez, and the play the ball. There's just been some coach killing errors tonight from the Bulldogs. You know, there's just no pressure on them. The Dufty, he's had a couple this time. Well, the old sticky spray's got him.
Exactly, that's what it was.
Yep, the old sticky spray's got him.
The Tarzan's grip. Now, Dufty looking for some himself on those restarts in the in-goal area. Last 10 errors, 9 of them by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, well, it hasn't been a happy night in terms of errors. That's 15 now for the Bulldogs. 15.
Tomorrow night, of course, NRL 360 back at 6:30 p.m. Braithen Astor and Paul Kent. We talked last week on the show about Kyle Flanagan, and no doubt there'll be a review of what's happened here tonight. He's been good.
Yeah, I think he's certainly stepped up to the occasion. Look, the Dogs haven't been brilliant. There's been a lot of individual errors, but Flanagan certainly, as I said at half-time, holding his gloves up. They've looked better with Flanagan at halfback, that's for sure.
Benji back on the bench as well, following the boys in 360. Benji at 7:30 p.m. Episode 5 features James Tedesco and Victor the Inflictor. Benji. Kick out into space. Marshall King was there, a good thing as well. Get him around the legs. 6 more plays here coming up for Penrith. It's Coruscant. Goes in the back to Eisenhuth. Kenny gets across the line and scores his first try in the NRL. A long time coming in game number 41, and they mob him as a result.
Yeah, well, James Hooper made a great point earlier in the game about some unsung heroes in this Panthers side. Now, Kenny is one of those. Eisenhuth, got a mention earlier. Sorensen, another. But this man, Kenny, coming onto the field, this bloke's a dummy half. And he'll get his opportunity next year when Coruscant leaves. Coruscant again, beautiful out of dummy half. Eisenhuth, a lovely short ball close to the line. And Ivan Cleary is doing a tremendous job getting some of the lesser names in this Panthers lineup to deliver huge contributions. And Eisenhuth laying on a lovely short ball and a tenacious run from little Mitch Kenny, who's come onto the field in the middle part of the game and has done a sound job for Penrith, and an important try there just to pull away again from the Dogs.
That's a long time coming. former greenkeeper, maintenance worker. Penrith out there mowing the grass at Panthers Stadium. Himself a chance coming off the bench, as we said, a couple of seasons ago now.
CommBank.
He got a fair bit. He'd be a good judge of the turf here at CommBank Stadium. The much talked about turf, which in a bit of time last season certainly had its issues as far as its slipperiness.
Yeah.
So he could tell us about the ryegrass, the cooch, the oversown Kaikuyu. Go downstairs to another turf perv in James Hooper.
I don't know about that, Warren. Aren't they flush with options, the Penrith Panthers? They bring Mitch Kenny on. He plays as a middle forward. He's actually a specialist dummy half. He'll move into the number 9 role next season when Api Coruscant departs. And you talk about the unsung heroes, Matt Eisenhuth with a beautiful sleight of hand there. He's been enormous this evening, and since they put him on the last 20 minutes, himself and James Fisher-Harris, they just lift the Panthers' line speed in defence so much.
Yeah, you're right, Hoops. They got a little loose, a little complacent, to be honest, Penrith, I thought. And it's been the injection of Eisenhuth and Fisher-Harris that have really stiffened them back up.
There is May coming in for a carry. There is solid tackle by 3 Bulldogs, but boy, he just keeps putting his body on the line. So impressive is he. And he tries by the bunch. Jamin Salmon. Tread these parts with the Parramatta Eels. And the Panthers, a handy replacement coming off the bench and a regular role for Ivan Cleary so far. 5 games played by the Panthers, and he's featured in the 17 and all 5 occasions. Cleary it is. Puts it up. Look at this strike. Duffy under pressure once again, down on his knees, almost praying as the ball came to him that time.
Yeah, that was a great take from Duffy. He's had a pretty ordinary night, and that one was moving everywhere. It even turned over at the last minute. It was a towering bomb, towering torpedo bomb. And you're right, on his knees, it was a super take from the Dogs fullback. So's that. That was a dreadful pass from Matty Burton into young Jake Avarillo.
It's Vaughan on the next play, going nowhere again. Sloppy passes, they lose collisions. And here they are, deep in the tackle count, still trying to work it up here to the 40. Good run by Thompson. This thing going in the right direction. Marshall King feeds it back for Burton. Tries to respond to what Cleary just did. He'll kick this 55 on the fly. Goes down to Edwards. He's got Charlie Staines out there with him. Burton got up there at the back of his own kick to make a good stop. Straighten that line on the left-hand side. Otherwise, Staines pours into a hole there.
Yeah, really exciting ball movement there. Dylan Edwards just pulling the ripcord and looking to attack straight off the opening play. And Staines got going quickly. Here go the outside backs again of Penrith. Boy, have they been good tonight.
Right, and this time it is. Pushing up towards 90 metres run now for the game. Coruscant jumps out of dummy half. Jackson wasn't square, so it's a new set for the Panthers. And the metres run, 880 for the Bulldogs. 1,244 for Penrith. Yeah, 6 or 7 here for Fisher-Harris. Played eventually for Coruscant. Cleary was flat there again. Oh, Thompson coming out of the line. He saw Eisenhuth. They went 2 passes wide and he jammed in. Eisenhuth, to his credit, absorbed the impact and kept going. Now Fisher-Harris gives it to Luai. Back on the inside is Tago, stumbling as he came towards the defence. Good contact as well by the Bulldogs. And they'll bring it back out for a restart here from just outside their own line.
Yeah, he came back underneath, changing angles at a rate of knots. Tago, doesn't he move well? Luai ripping across, changing direction. He just stumbles. Loses control of the ball. It goes over the dead ball line, and 7 tackles for the Bulldogs. Hold on. No, that's where we're going.
I got it.
Bring it back out here for recommencement at the 20, in fact. Burton. Shane Moore thought he was going to put a kick in there, and well, why wouldn't you? This stage of the game, 32 points to 12. There's only 6+ minutes remaining, and with his boot, you'd back him to kick it out. Some depth, and any depth is good enough to get the Bulldogs possession, quite obviously.
Definitely thinking kick. He was definitely thinking kick, and Addo Carr was on the same page. He was ready to chase. King now up towards the 40-metre line.
From out there now, working things. There's the dummy half. Burton going sideways. Wakem will get to dummy half again. Bailey Biondi-Odo has been the backup dummy half through the first month of the season. Played halfback the Bulldogs New South Wales Cup team today. They went down 30 points to 16 to the Panthers. The theory was during the week that he was going to be the backup as the next half, fourth in the queue, if you want to think about that way, behind Kyle Flanagan, should Flanagan not pan out. But Flanagan has shown tonight, I think he's got the job for some time to come, given they've been through both Averillo and also Brandon Wakem through the first 4 rounds.
Yeah, definitely. He's certainly been solid tonight. A bit of a set to here at the ruck. Luai, no surprise he's involved with King, and May now carrying the footy. But there's been a lot to like from Kyle Flanagan. Certainly been a lot more involved. We've seen him controlling their sets and getting ahead of that ball playing forward scenario that we've seen a lot of in recent times. And you think the more and more that he can play with Matt Burton and continue to develop that combination. Nice ball there. Tago for Staines.
Good tackle by Burton. There's Coruscant dummy half. Right, just works it up for a minimal gain. They've been fairly conservative. They just work through their sets and get to a kick as Cleary. Another spiralling torpedo. This one's a nightmare for Dufty. Makes a good catch going over his left shoulder. They'll bring it out here and they'll begin 20 short of the halfway line. NRL Magic Round is back. May 13 to 15 will be up there, Mick. Every premiership match of round 10 played, of course, again at Suncorp Stadium. It's a fabulous weekend. Don't miss the 3-day festival of footy and entertainment. Go to nrl.com/tickets to be involved, and we will be very involved, calling all 8 games up there live from Suncorp. Can't wait.
Cracking weekend, isn't it? It's one on the calendar that we always look forward to. The NRL have done a great job, and there's some ripping games too up there.
There are. The Bulldogs go on the attack here. Back of my mind, Northern Storm take on the Penrith Panthers up there Saturday night during Magic Round. That will be mouth-watering and deserving of a full house.
Stephen Crichton's moved to fullback. Jamin Salmon out to the right centre position. Dylan Edwards, a well-earned early mark.
As Vaughan will try and play it here, just outside the Panthers 10. From Wakem, it goes to Flanagan. Good early kick from Burton. Duffy, they just missed the jump there on this right-hand side. If it was a set play, certainly looked like that. They just missed the jump on this right-hand side outside Burton.
Yeah, well, he got the ball to his boot very quickly, Burton. And you're right, Pangai Jr. and Dufty just a fraction deep. Had they have been there, there's Dufty. Had they have been up flat, Crichton was working hard just to get himself in position. Tago did well in the end, but there may have been a chance there for the Dogs had Pangai or Dufty been a little flatter.
Cleary goes short. It's a towering one up and down in the chimney, or trying to tap it backwards. Might have been better off trying to catch that, Max King. It's bounced away from the Bulldogs. Knocked on, though, by Penrith.
What about the kick there from Cleary? He shaped a kick out to the left-hand side with a short dropout, and at the last minute changes the position of the ball, so it just goes straight up over the top of Biondi-Odo. He can do it all, Cleary, with his kicking game.
Make sure we stay down there, boys. Matt, over here.
A couple of minutes remaining. They can finish in attack here, the Bulldogs. Can they grab a third try?
Brandon Wakem, I apologise.
You did mention Bailey Biondi-Odo. I put his name in your mind because I mentioned he played halfback today for the New South Wales Cup team. Forward pass off the back of the scrum.
And it's that man Wakem looking for a little scrum play that they'd practiced obviously throughout the week. Got out of the base of the scrum and just unable to rotate his body around. There's that Carr pushing back on the inside.
He saw Chris Butler and he knows it's been a while since Chris scored, so he thought, I'd give you a chance and see if the ref can grab it and just beat the cover in a 10-metre run to the line. Go on, Chris, you know you want it.
great to see him just grab it, wouldn't it?
That'd bring the crowds back. That'd bring the crowds back. The ref grabs the ball and runs 10 metres to score.
Dives
It'd go viral in the social media age that we live in. That would go around the world, Mick. Chance wasted. You've got to think about Dave Smith's E squared. Remember? The old CEO. Rugby League was going to be E squared. That would be E squared plus a few to the factor of 10.
Crusher tackle here on Tago.
And the Panthers improve to 5-0. Tracking nicely. Some big games coming up. Both teams, of course, the Bulldogs next week. They finish this up and run Murderers Row. They take on the Rabbitohs in round 6. The Panthers, as far as what they have in front of them in the weeks to come, next week they'll take on the Broncos, then the Raiders. Titans beyond that. Or quite obviously, no matter who they're playing, very winnable games for Penrith. In rounds 9 and 10, they take on the Eels and the Storm back-to-back. So good test coming up down the track for the Panthers. But next week, up against the Broncos, back at the foot of the mountains. Here's a nice chance developing on this left-hand side. Fisher-Harris steaming onto it. The front rowers combining on this left-hand side of the field. Here's Luai grubbering. Kikau is there. Did he bring it down? The Panthers think he did. Did he knock himself out in trying to score? The referee says yes, he got it down. This will be some sort of replay as he threw himself head first towards the dead ball line and gathered it in just the right arm.
Yeah, the lethal left edge with only seconds remaining. It's Luai. Beautiful kick off the inside of his boot. And big Philly Army just coming through. Does he get it down? The big Fijian.
No, he doesn't.
I don't think he does.
Knocked on at the death. He had it under control for a long, long way, but it just slipped away from those fingertips before it hit the turf, and he didn't re-grip it.
He just stumbled, didn't he, at the last minute, and then had to reach for the ball, unable to re-grip it. They might be looking at this a little closer.
Time's off.
Oh no, here we go.
We are going to take a look at this after Chris Butler did point to the spots. And the bunker wants to confirm again. I think we've seen all we need to see, haven't we?
All Panthers players being cleared as being onside.
They're onside, and then it's clear.
Philly Army Kikau attempts to ground
Yeah,
the
he just
ball.
doesn't ground the ball.
However, the ball leaves his possession. He fails to regain.
Yeah.
We have a decision.
So confirmation from the bunker that will do us here tonight. Sliding into the turf head first. He might be a tired back rower. The Panthers improve their record. Confirmation of the no try. They are now 5-0 in defence of the Premiership. They won up there at Suncorp in 2021. Tonight, too good for the Bulldogs. They've beaten them here at CommBank Stadium, 32 points to 12.